Peace. What's the word, everybody? Give everybody a chance to tap in with the kid before we start building on the subject matter for the day. Hopefully, everybody's having a powerful Saturday thus far. Nice little peaceful weekend. Give everybody about 2 minutes, 3 minutes before we start building on this subject matter. Let me know how y'all living and feeling on this wonderful Saturday before we get going on the subject matter. Michael, Jasmine, peace. What's happening? How y'all living? How y'all feeling? What's the word? Got a nice little build for y'all today, man. Probably got about an hour and some change, man. Got a little time today. Normally I'm pressed for time, but this one of those days where I'm not too much pressed for time, so I'm gonna be able to get things off of my chest. But what's the word, man? How everybody feeling? How everybody living? Talk to me, man, before we start building, man. Y'all know how this goes, man. Y'all see the topic or title of this stream, talking about 50-50 and what that really means. So we're gonna build on that concept on the surface level, but then we're gonna get a little bit deeper than the surface level, man, because things are always deeper than what they seem. So, of course, how a lot of people view 50-50, I see it totally different. And that's what I'm going to elaborate on. Dominique, peace, what's happening? Seville, peace, what's the word? Shakir, peace, what's happening? Dominique, we already know, man, you on job 45. CC, peace, queen, what's happening? What's the word? Joey, peace, what's happening with you? My brother Eugene, peace, what's happening? What's the word? How y'all living? How y'all feeling? Yeah, Michael, on top. Yeah, we about to build on it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gonna get my insight on it. Lindell, peace, what's the word? My brother Antonio, peace, what's happening? Before we start building though, man, I have deviated from building on the math, man. A lot of people always ask me what's today's mathematics and things like that, and I deviated from building on the math, so I want to get back to doing that. Henny, peace, queen, what's happening? Today's mathematics, man, we dealing with Christopher, what's happening? Today is the 29th, so we dealing with wisdom born, being born to knowledge, knowledge all being born to wisdom. Simple breakdown for that. It sounds complicated, but it's a real simple breakdown for the math for the day. So hopefully y'all can take a jewel away from how I'm gonna break this down. Real simple. So basically, when your wisdom is manifested, that should give you a foundation of peace that will improve your decision making. So again, listen to what I said. When your wisdom is manifested, what does that mean? Being brought into existence. So when your wisdom is brought into existence, it's manifested. That should give you a foundation of peace because you're moving wisely. And that should strengthen or improve your decision-making abilities, meaning your ways and actions. So when you put that wisdom into motion, that should activate that peace, that inner state of peace, and that should improve your decision making, leading to better decisions and better results. So that's the simple breakdown for the day, man. When that wisdom is manifested, that gives you a foundation of peace, and that should improve your decision making. Because when you are centered, and that's what peace is all about, when you centered, when you balance, again, your mind is not distorted, it's not clouded. So you should be able to make better decisions. One of the reasons why we don't make good decisions these days is because everything that they promote to us that we consume, it distorts our mind. It tampers with the quality of our minds. So that's why we making terrible decisions. That's why we making bad decisions, because we're not clear-headed when we making a lot of these decisions. Okay, so we got to clear the mind to enable ourselves to make better decisions. That's key. We have got to improve our decision making, because a lot of the situations that we are walking in that are not to our liking, it's because we are making bad decisions. So we got to improve our decision making abilities out here, man. And one way to do that is, again, move with wisdom, move wisely. Move wisely. Like, the wisdom is absent these days. People do not move with wisdom, so move wisely. Move wisely for sure. Chris, for sure, the sole controller of your reality. That's what we talk about. That's what we teach, being the sole controller of one's reality. Shantae Peach Queen, what's happening? Dominique, you already know. You already know wisdom is crucial, man. Wisdom is crucial. That's all of the information that you gather on all of these platforms and all of these books. Just experience in life, putting that all into motion. That's what wisdom is. Wisdom is when I go to this side of town a few times and things seem to be wicked when I go to this side of town. Wisdom is like, all right, when I go to that side of town, I'm going to be better prepared to deal with the wickedness, or I'm going to just go another route and not deal with that side of town. See, that's wisdom. It's like, man, when I go to this side of town, seems like nothing but trouble comes my way. So therefore, I'm going to dodge that part of town. And if I do have to go to that side of town, this is how I'm going to deal with it. It's learning, it's wisdom, putting things into motion. But now to the topic at hand, man, we talking about 50-50. A lot of times when people hear the concept of 50-50, they talking about relationships. So that's one of the areas that I'm going to focus on in regards to 50-50. Now, you got a lot of people that like to be technical and say there's no possible way that things can be 50-50. And I hear you. But when I hear 50-50, I'm looking at it mathematically speaking, and I'm looking at it a little bit deeper than the surface. Jawan, peace, what's happening? When people talk 50-50, for the most part, they are talking about splitting bills. They're talking about something financial. That's why I asked the question. Do you listen more than you speak? Because that's a part of 50-50. When you hear 50-50, all that is equality. That's balance. That's all that is. That's what 50-50 is alluding to. Dealing in equality, dealing with balance. That's it. But that's far deeper than splitting bills. Like I said, what about the listening and speaking? Do you listen more than you speak? Are you listening to your partner more than you trying to tell them what to do? I guarantee you a lot of people cannot say that. A lot of people cannot. And why do I guarantee that? Because in this society today, listening is a problem. Listening is a problem. We just like to talk and we like to throw our dirt on the next person. That's what we like to do. We like to throw our baggage on the next person. So we want to release, but we don't want to receive. You know, so a lot of people just talk and not good listeners. It's the majority of the people. Majority of the people that I come across, they just want to hear themselves talk. They do not want to listen, though. When it's time to listen, we have a problem. Chris, peace, what's happening? Terenzo, Just, peace, what's happening? Louisiana, peace, what's the word? Joey, the way I'm describing it, yes. Because again, dealing in equality, dealing in balance. That's the math that I got. That's in my lessons. Again, we're not using the term 50-50. We just call it equality, dealing in balance. And it's a lot of different ways that you can deal in equality and deal in balance. Complementary, things along those lines, just being complementary of one another. That's a way to deal in equality. That's a way to deal in balance. Okay. All right. You spazzing out, so I'm not going to spaz out. That's equality. That's dealing in balance. Nothing is going to get accomplished if we both spazzing out at the same time. So you got to take a step back and say, all right, you spazzing, you tripping, I'm going to remain calm. I'm going to remain calm. That's 50-50. That's equality, because you got the rage, I got the peace. We dealing in equality. So you can take that, you can take this lesson and apply it to your life on a day-to-day basis in regards to equality, to balance out the emotions, to balance out the energy in the household, to balance out the energy in a relationship. So you can take this, you can take what I'm saying and apply it on a day-to-day basis to balance everything out. Dean, peace, what's happening? And a lot of people are guilty of not being good listeners. A lot of people are guilty of not being good listeners, not being coachable. You're not able to tell them anything because they think they know it all. So yeah, a lot of people are guilty of that, man. I done been there, done that. But I would say a lot of times people would assume that about a person such as myself simply because of the things that I do, read a lot and all that type of stuff, thinking that I am that person. But more than likely, I'm going to listen more than anybody you may come across, because I'm always trying to extract jewels, and you can get them jewels from anywhere and anybody. So that's one of the reasons why I'm always listening. Even when you think I'm not listening, I'm listening to what it is that you are saying. But a lot of people have not mastered the art and science of listening. They just want to tell you something. They just want to tell you what it is. They just want to tell you what's right to them. And sometimes it's not about that. Sometimes people don't need this information that you think is correct. They just need for you to listen to what it is that they have to say, and they don't need you judging their thoughts. So sometimes that's the key. But again, a lot of times people don't understand that simple science, that simple art. So it's a time and a place to be giving people that advice, that information. It's a time and a place for that. You can't just keep slamming people over the head with this information when they're not even asking for it. Gotta understand that, man. If somebody's not asking for the information, then quit slamming them over the head with it and then getting mad when they're not receptive to it. They didn't even ask you for that information in the first place. Give them the information, give them the guidance or the proper guidance when they ask you for it. That will eliminate a lot of just hostility, a lot of misery, and all of that. Again, when they ask you for it, that's when you present the information. That's when you present the advice, the guidance, and all of that. That's when you do it. Not when they're not asking you for it, but that's what we tend to do. We're gonna force it. We're gonna force it on them. Chris, for sure. Yeah, listening forces you to take accountability for sure. Because again, even if you have a partner, when you listen to what it is that they have said, again, there's the accountability because they told you what's up, and now you got decisions to make based off of what they told you. You say, okay, man, they said they having problems with X, Y, and Z. They express these problems to you. You listen, now you accountable. It's like, all right, man, what am I going to do to strengthen this relationship after she done told me these are the problems or this is what she's dealing with, you know? So now I got some accountability in the situation because I listened to what the problems are. So what am I going to do? Am I going to add on to the problems or am I going to subtract? Jasmine, 100% of the time. And that's mainly, and I can't stand that actually, you know, but that's mainly how people communicate these days. It's like, okay, even when you think somebody is listening, all they are doing is waiting for you to finish so that they can just get their point across. So they really not caring about what you're saying. They just waiting for you to finish so that they can just say what they want to say. You know, so we don't have dialogues these days. Like, no, people just, all right, I'm let you talk, but a whole time you talking, I'm really not listening. I'm just ready to tell you what it is that's on my mind about this subject matter. So you're not really listening. You're just waiting for me to finish so that you can make whatever point it is that you're trying to make. But when it comes to having that verbal exchange, a dialogue, like a genuine dialogue, man, that's rare these days. That's rare. Eugene, 100%. And that's anybody. Anybody that's a leader is going to make decisions or should make decisions based on listening to the people. You know what I'm saying? Based on listening to the customers. Like when you like that's how it's supposed to go. That's how it's supposed to go. That's how you succeed. That's literally how it's supposed to go, man. If I'm operating a business, why would I not listen to my customers? If they telling me, they say, all right, man, we suggest or recommend that you do X, Y, and Z, why would I not listen to them? These are the people that's paying me. These are the people that's keeping me in business. Why would I not listen to them? Why would I? Yeah, I'm the trainer. Yeah, I'm the one that's in charge. But no, I'm gonna make decisions based off of my people because they the ones that's paying me. So if they feel like if they have a recommendation and it makes sense, then yeah, I'm gonna implement that. And that's how it should be. That's how it should go. I mean, we shouldn't try to be dictators. Like that don't even make any sense. That's good. That's when you get met with a ton of resistance, backlash, and all of that unnecessary nonsense. Dominique, there you go. And I think, man, Elijah Muhammad, if I'm not mistaken, I don't know if he said it, but I think he did, said something along the lines of think 7 or 8 times before you speak. Like we don't practice these type of things, man. People don't think before they speak. They just speak. That's it. You know, so just imagine if people started to think before they actually said and did things. Just think. Like, all right, man, before I respond to this situation, before I respond to what this brother and sister said, I'm gonna think. I'm gonna just think about what they said. I'm gonna internalize it, let it resonate, and then I respond. You know, when you having a conversation and that pause for a second, that's you letting everything marinate. That's you digesting what you just consumed from what that person said. If somebody responds immediately after you are finished talking, I feel like they didn't listen. CC for sure. Just literally, that's what they doing. C squared, peace. Appreciate that donation. CC, you got it. You know what I'm saying? You got it. Repetition. You just keep doing it. Just keep listening. Just keep listening. AK for sure. Great teachers, leaders are the greatest listeners, students. 100% right and exact. Omega, peace, what's happening? And Judge, yeah, exactly. And I had to dial back on that. Because even if I'm hearing somebody build on something or vent and I feel like I have some viable solutions, I used to be in that state of mind where it's like, man, I got something that can help this person and they vent to me. I used to be in that state of mind to where it was like, all right, let me go ahead and try to help you real quick. But I learned that, nah, it's a time and a place for that. If a person is just venting, then that's just what they want to do at that time. They don't want to hear your advice. They don't want to hear your recommendations. And matter of fact, they emotions so all over the place that they not going to properly digest your suggestions anyway. So you may not want to present your recommendations or your guidance or your information when they are venting, because again, emotionally they all over the place. That's the reason why they venting. So they're not going to be able to properly receive the information in the first place. So that's definitely not the time to be throwing information on them, because emotionally they already just all out of whack. Hence why they need to vent. So again, chill. Present the information to a person under better circumstances, under better conditions and terms. That's what we got to start learning to do. Jada Fly Leo, peace. What's happening? Andrew, peace. What's the word? Hey, yeah, Dominique, you're in rare form today, man. Shantae, that's the world we live in, regurgitating things they seen on social media. That's what's happening. That's the popular thing to do. That is the popular thing to do. Like back in the day, if somebody spit something out to you and you be like, man, where you hear that from? You know what I'm saying? They would have told you a book. They would have told you a radio, maybe some on TV. Man, now somebody will spit something out to you in the form of a so-called fact, and you be like, where you get that from? And they be like, Facebook. Jasmine, yeah, the art of communication. And like I said, man, that's something that I'm mastering. And sometimes even, and notice, dealing in equality, dealing in balance. Notice, you can also listen too much. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say it's a balance. So okay, you got to know when to listen, but you also, especially us men, you also got to know when it is time for you to properly guide the person. You know what I'm saying? So you got to understand, all right, it's a time and a place to listen, and then it's a time and a place to say, okay, listen, I didn't been listening to you vent about this situation for some months, but all right, man, we're gonna have to stop it. Now you either finna do something about it or you finna stop talking to me about this situation. And here are some steps to help you solve it. So you don't want to just get stuck on listen mode. Also, that's key. Just like you can talk too much, you can be stuck in listen mode. So you don't want to be that either. Again, it's about that balance. It's about that balance and equality. If somebody continues to vent to me about the same problem, sooner or later it's time for me to talk. It's time for me to stop listening to the same problem and offer some solutions. So that's part of equality. That's part of that balance, man. You got to know when to say, okay, man, listen, you done been complaining about this, you done been venting about this for a month, and I don't see that you've implemented anything to try to solve this problem. Do you mind if I make some recommendations? Because I'm not about to continue to listen to you vent about this day in and day out without me seeing you try to implement any type of solution. Nah, we can't keep doing that. So you got to know when to tell people, all right, man, I listened to you enough about this situation. What you gonna do about it? Again, equality, balance. Know when to tell somebody it's time for you to start to solve this problem, implement some solutions. You got to know when to tell somebody that too. Tamika, peace, queen, what's happening? Carol, peace, what's happening? And I definitely know that cutoff time because I got my cutoff point. I might give you about 3 or 4 times to talk about the same thing before I say, all right, listen, this is what you do. These are some things that'll help you with this situation. Boom, boom, boom. Please don't come to me about this situation or these problems anymore until you implement my recommendations. That's it. So I might give you about 3 times to come to me with the same issue without me, you know what I'm saying, okay, do X, Y, Z to try to solve. And that's another thing, man. When I was doing some studying, doing some reading, you got to be careful too with listening. Because I was reading a book and it talked about basically, it used the term vampires, people draining you or your energy, sucking the life out of you, things like that. And it was like one thing that tends to happen. You have individuals, since people don't care to listen, but they want to be heard, they want people to listen to them. What happens is you come across situations where people may abuse the fact that you are a good listener. So they're gonna throw all their dirt on you. They're gonna vent, they're gonna release their emotions, release their trauma on you. And so now they walk away from the exchange relieved, feeling good because they released the baggage. But now you got it. And now you suffer. So you got to watch out for those people. You have individuals that will take advantage of the fact that you are a good listener and they will throw all their trauma on you, knowing that you're going to take it and receive it. And so then they walk away feeling good and relieved, like, I got that off my chest. I feel better. But now it's on your chest now. And you don't have anybody to release it to. So you got to watch that. Again, when you have in relationships, when you have in interactions with people, you got to make sure we finna deal in some type of balance, because you're not about to just throw everything on me, walk away from it, feeling good, and then I'm suffering. I'm miserable. I'm depressed because you threw all your trauma on me and then allow me to throw anything back on you. That's not how we gonna do that. But you have people that tend to do that. So you got to be on the lookout for those type of exchanges. That's dangerous. That's what I mean about being stuck on listen mode. It's dangerous. It can get dangerous for you. So the last thing that you need to be doing is just allowing somebody to throw their trauma on you, and then that person not allowing it to be, I don't want to say reciprocated in the fact where you throwing your trauma on them and y'all just exchanging trauma. But again, it should be a dialogue. It should be a dialogue. So you got to watch those individuals too. TRKR49, peace, what's happening? Oh yeah, just the respect definitely got to be there. Oh, Seville, for sure. And I used to always explain that to people. Like sometimes I add that disclaimer, you know what I'm saying? When somebody would say something to me, I'm like, hey, give me a second to process what you just said. I don't want to respond immediately, depending on what somebody tells me. Like sometimes I'm like, hey man, give me a second, let me process what you just said, and then I will respond. And it might be like 5 minutes. It's almost like when somebody claimed they did some type of research, and they may have looked something up for like 10, 20 minutes, even an hour. I'm like, dude, there are whole people that dedicate 20, 30 years to this field and still don't know everything about it. You think you did research in one day and mastered this field? Like, nah. Like, no, like that's not how things work. So right when somebody tells you something, man, just process it, man. Process it. Goldie, peace, what's happening? Yeah, to me, yeah, exactly. We definitely not listening for months. It's not happening. You know, I don't care if it's rude or it's not happening. Like at some point, I'm gonna cut you off and let you know, hey, we done been talking about this for a month now. It's time for you to do something about the situation. Dominique, for sure. And that's why I say it's got to be that balance. Because again, people love to throw everything on you and then walk away. Like, no, that's not how we ain't doing that. Tierra, peace, what's happening? TR, victimization, for sure. Realtor properties, peace, what's happening? Ray, peace, what's the word? Tamika said she listened the first time. I gave him 3 times. I'm gonna have to start taking Tamika's route. After the first time, if you don't want the input, gotta find another outlet. I might get on that type of vibe. Yeah, Dominique. And that, man, listen, that's mainly the thing, you know what I'm saying? Venting about relationships and all of that. It's like, dude, hold on. Like, we're not gonna keep doing that. You know, we're not gonna keep doing that. Especially when at the end of the day, you making a decision to be with this person. You know, like I don't like those type of events really, because at the end of the day, like nobody, it's no gun in your head forcing you to be with a person, you know. So if you about to spend all this time venting about the person that you with, like, nah, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have to give you that harsh reality. Now, if you venting about, health problems and things like that, man, and like, all right, I got some viable solutions for you. And even still, a lot of those health problems revolve around bad decisions that you continue to make. So when it comes to things like that, man, you just making bad decisions. Like, okay, all right, I hear you. But it's like, man, you got to make better decisions. And that goes back to the math for the day. We got to start making better decisions. Most of the things that we venting about, it revolves around some bad decisions that we made. Yeah, CC, for sure. And that's how I am, man. I'm here to solve problems. I'm here to solve problems. So that, a lot of times I find myself biting my tongue trying to be a better listener. Like, okay, man, they might not be ready for the solutions right now. So let me just try to listen to what they saying. Like something like that's hard for me, but I do it from time to time. I'm gonna listen. Even if I feel like I might have a solution for you. Even when people start talking to me about health and fitness, that's the field that I'm in. But I know when somebody is ready to receive the information. I know when somebody's ready to receive that information. So that's when I hit them with the information. Yeah, Tamika, I might be on the vibe. I might be on it. Yeah, Dean, I know, man. 95% of the population, I feel like, is like that. That's how I feel. 95% of the population is like that, Dean. That's how I feel about it. The percentage might be higher, honestly. Yeah, Tamika, for sure. And Andrew, yeah, complain, you stay the same. Actual facts with it. Yeah, just that's the worst feeling in the world, man. With somebody, it's crazy because it happens a lot where people just dump something on you, and then it's like next thing you know, the conversation over and they gone. It's like, well, dag, man, I just sat there and just listened to this person for this whole hour and didn't say nothing, and they just hit me with all of their problems and troubles. I'm like, hold on. By the time you realize what just happened, you gone. It's like they some energy thieves out here, man. It's like they stealing your energy, man, because initially you was chilling. So it's like, boom, I'm gonna go ahead and throw everything on him and take his peaceful energy. Now I'm relieved, and now he's traumatized. He's stressed out. Oh yeah, Shante, yeah, you, yeah. Shout out to that book though, The Four Agreements. CC for sure. And a lot of times when you ask them that, they don't know. They don't know. They ain't got no answer for you because they haven't thought about it. Most people don't be thinking about solutions. They just want to complain. They just like to think about the problems. And as I said, What you focus on grows. So if you just focusing on your problems, that's all that's going to grow. Your problems. You know, you focus on solutions, that's what's going to grow for you. So that's why I focus on solutions. Or in the song I said I focus on accomplishments. You know, so what you focus on, it grows. So if all I'm focused on is this problem just gonna get bigger and bigger, and then more problems are gonna come from that problem. So we just going we gonna create more problems by focusing on the problem. You know, so I'm focusing on solutions. I'm focusing on solving things. Like that's what I'm focused on. So that will grow for me. I'm gonna find multiple ways to solve a problem because I'm focused on the solution instead of the problem. I'm acknowledging the problem, and then now it's okay, it's how we solve it. How do we solve it? Oh yeah, Dean. Yeah, I didn't had a few situations like that, man. Just being assertive versus being aggressive. Yeah, a lot of people don't understand, you know what I'm saying, the difference there. Alonzo, peace, what's happening? And Tamika, yep, like I said, most of the time they don't have solutions. Because again, we understand who we dealing with. Static peace will say, understand who we dealing with. We dealing with the masses. So people are lazy. Like, let's just be real. People are lazy mentally and physically. So let's just be real. So they coming to you with their problems with the expectation or the hope that you have the solution, so they don't have to put in any thought or any work or effort into solving their problems. So that's one of the reasons why they coming to you with this situation. They like, man, if I come to Tamika with this situation, she might offer me some good solutions. So therefore, I won't have to think too hard in regards to solving this problem. She gonna give me the solution. She gonna do the work for me. Then I'm just gonna implement what she did. Then that releases accountability. Because then when you offer them the solution and it don't work, then they come back to you and say, man, I did what you said, and oh man, she ended up walking out on me. Man, don't blame that on me. Don't blame that on me. That's your fault. Like, you didn't have to listen to what I said. And first of all, you should have been thinking about the solutions to your own problems, you know? So a lot of times you get situations like that, again, because people don't like accountability and people are lazy mentally and physically. So they coming to you with these problems because they want you to solve them. So that's why, as CC said and a few other people said, I ask questions. Like, I'm a question person. When you come to me with a situation, with an issue, I'm gonna say, what's the root cause of it? A lot of people, they come to me and they ask me about anger issues. Well, I'm gonna ask you a question. All right, what's the root cause of your anger? Before I give any type of recommendations or anything, I'm gonna make you do some work. I'm gonna make you think about, hey man, what causes my anger? What causes this friction in my relationship? Like, what causes it? I'm gonna make you think. And before you know it, just by you thinking about the causes and things like that, you about to solve your own problem without me having to say anything. All I did was ask the questions. So a lot of times that's how I solve situations with people. I ask them questions. And before you know it, they finna solve their own problem. And that's all I do to myself. Ask questions. Shot by, you say, when it comes to bills, why do people say it's wrong for couples to split 50-50? Isn't it a team effort at the end of the day? Hey, however your situation work, I'm here for it. That's how I feel about the situation. However the situation work, like it, whatever works for you all works for you all. Who cares about what somebody else says? Who cares about what society tells you is right and exact? If it's working for you all, then it's working. It's peace. I quite frankly don't care what society is telling me. I quite frankly don't care about how other people feel about how I should be living and moving. I don't really care. I'm not living according to society's standards and how they view things. Like, nah. Yeah, Justin, that's what happens. I tell people that all the time. Hey, don't talk so bad about a person around me and then expect for me to be around that person. Cause nah, the way I interpret things, like, now you got me suspect of this whole individual. Seville, yeah, and that's kind of how I am. And even when they ask for my input, I start to ask questions first. because that's one of the ways to get to the better understanding anyway. You got to ask questions. So I'm going to ask you some questions, and then before you know it, like I said, you done probably solved your own problem by that time. But once I gather my information from the questions that I done asked, then I'm able to give you some input. Chris, it be family. Hey, it always, hey, family, it be rough with the fam. Montel, peace, what's happening? Oh yeah, just like, hey, listen, hey, definitely journey for everybody. But like you said, I ain't gotta suffer. I ain't gotta suffer being a part of your journey. Like that's nah, I don't have to sign up for that. Patrick, peace, peace. Appreciate that, my brother. Yeah, Dean, and that's I'm telling you, that's how I move. That's how I move. And one of the reasons why I move like that is because I understand people don't listen. So you can throw all of these recommendations out here, but the average person ain't gonna listen. When you start asking them questions, you forcing them to think about their situation. Like I can throw a bunch of solutions your way, but like 9 times out of 10, you probably not gonna listen. You're not gonna implement any of the things I recommended. So I'm gonna make you do the work. Yeah, Seville, there we go. Listening and asking questions. Q&A, Like I feel like that. I feel like not only in regards to other people, I feel like when it comes to just us dealing with ourselves, that's underrated. Asking yourself questions. Emmanuel, peace. I feel like that's very underrated in regards to solving our own problems. Asking yourself questions out loud in your mind, however you want to do it, but just asking yourself questions. Man, I ask myself questions every day, because I have things that I need answers to. So I ask myself questions. Again, when you start having these dreams and things along those lines, when it appears as if the universe is sending you signs, like that's you talking to you. Like the reason why you having that dream is because it's something that you need to do. Your mind, like it's something that it's a seed that you planted that you may have forgotten about. And it's like, all right, man, we got to make sure. Hey, I think dude is forgetting that he got to do this. Let me send a sign, and there you go. That's your dream. That's that sign that you didn't recognize. But a lot of us, we not in tune. So when we come across these signs, these symbols, we not understanding. It's like, that man, why? You know what I'm saying? Like, why am I seeing this number pattern or something like that? Like, man, again, it's all related to seeds that you didn't plant that you may have forgotten about. So always stay in tune with yourself so that you will understand all the signs, the symbols, and the dreams. When you're not in tune, you tend to not understand things that are not even coming to you, things that you are realizing. So you may not understand these things. Like, man, why am I seeing this? Why do I keep seeing this? Why does this keep appearing to me in a dream? It's because of seeds that you planted. It always has something to do with you. So never neglect that fact. Never neglect that reality. It always has something to do with you and seeds that you planted, your thought process, your thoughts, always. Jason, peace, what's happening? So again, even with 50-50, just outside of dealing with another person, are you applying that principle to yourself? Like I said, are you listening more than you speaking? Like, are you living things out more than you are, like the same way that you research? So it's all about balance. You don't want to be stuck on research mode and not putting things into motion. So yeah, all right, I'm gonna do the knowledge, I'm gonna study this, but then I also got to balance it out by putting things into motion and learning by trial and error. So you can't just be caught up in the books and not caught up in the motion. Again, that's equality, that's balance. All right, I'm gonna research, but then I'm gonna also put these things into motion. That's taking it and applying it to your life, to yourself. Okay, you working out mentally, but are you working out physically as well? That's also equality, balance, 50-50, applying it to self. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times we one-sided with it. So make sure you working out the mental as much as you working out the physical. Dealing inequality with that. Make sure not only that you researching, getting the information, but that you are moving, putting things into motion. Just the same. And they tell you that's a way to deal with depression and so-called negative thoughts. They tell you to neutralize it. That's called that's 50-50 balance, equality. So when they tell you when that negative thought pops up, they tell you to instantly neutralize it with a positive thought. That's 50-50. So it's like, dude, if I spent 30 minutes thinking about something that was unproductive and negative, then let me spend 30 minutes thinking about something that's positive and productive. Let me balance that out. Let me balance it out. I tell people in regards to fitness and health and nutrition, it's like, man, if you did something you weren't supposed to do the like today, then make sure the next day you balance it out with some fasting, or you eat more fruits and veggies than you did yesterday to balance it out, to neutralize the negative impact that you caused on the body the previous day. So you got to make sure you are applying this principle to yourself. 50-50 don't, like, listen, you can have 50-50 without being in a relationship. 50-50, that concept again is just balance, it's just equality. And you can apply that to yourself in your day-to-day life. Like, man, I've been feeling like I was depressed for like half the day. We'll spend the next half thinking about something that's not depressing. Neutralize it. Neutralize, man. Neutralization, that's 50-50. That's equality, that's balance. So make sure you apply these things to yourself. Dean, the only time I would have a repetitive dream is when I don't take action on the dream that I had. Because one of the reasons why you may have that repetitive dream, it's almost like when somebody got to keep telling you the same thing because it's not sticking, it's not resonating, or you're not putting what they said into motion. So, like, that's the only time you may have repetitive dreams. It's something that your mind is trying to tell you and you're not picking up on it. You're not doing what it is that it's instructing you to do. So it's like, man, I got to continue to like give this message to this dude because, man, he's not doing what it is I need him to do. He's not understanding it. So I got to continue to give him this dream, continue to give him this message. So that's the only time that I would have like repetitive dreams or similar dreams, when I'm not putting things into motion, when I'm not properly breaking down the message of the dream. Then it's like I'm gonna get that same type of dream or a similar dream conveying the same message. It's like, nah, you ain't get the point. Like, listen, I need you to do this. So here we go again. Oh, just for sure. You know, I already talk about lack of confidence and low self-esteem. When you definitely when you're around critical people, you will question everything that you do. You would never go with your gut, you know what I'm saying? Things like that, or go with what you know is right and exact. Like, you're going to be second guessing yourself all the time. And that is a problem. You know, second guessing yourself all the time is a problem. Second guessing yourself all the time is a problem. You just got to go with it, man. All right, you made this decision, roll with it. If it turned out good, cool. If it turned out bad, cool. But just do something. Don't be second guessing yourself all the time. And I had that problem for sure. Yeah, just for sure. Yeah, for sure. Got to trust yourself, man. And again, we trust any and everything but ourselves. You know what I'm saying? We trust in these religions, we trust in these God figures, we trust in the universe, we trust in nature, we trust in moms, pops, brother, sister, friend, but we don't trust ourselves though. We don't trust ourselves, man. We don't trust ourselves at all. But like I said, we trust in any and everything outside of ourselves. Any man, and that's the thing. That's the thing. That's the most important thing. If you're not trusting yourself, none of this other trust even matters. So it don't matter at all. Like you ain't trusting yourself. Again, it goes back to like knowledge of self, man. Knowing yourself, loving yourself, trusting yourself. We loving everybody outside of self. You know what I'm saying? We trusting everybody outside of self. We thinking we know everybody outside of self. But again, you can't do any of that properly if you don't do it to yourself first. Dominique, you say any good books on the gut or gut feelings? I feel like I got some books around here, man. I'm gonna have to next time I stream. I'm gonna have to go find them books because they somewhere in this long pile of books here, this large pile of books. But I think I got a few books that talk about gut health and gut feelings and things like that. But even a lot of times, you know, when they talk about gut feelings, they are talking about gut health. So making sure your guts is healthy, you know. Second seat, like the second set of emotions there, you know, or a second brain, I meant second brain. But yeah, a lot of times, man, people not able to make good decisions and things like that because the gut is out of whack as far as the health. That distorts or that hinders your decision making ability. Dean, you and me both. Yeah, see, that's what I say. Yeah, they second. That's the second brain. Second brain, they say, and that's where I believe last time I checked, 80% of the serotonin is produced in the gut. You know, so that's why they link your gut health to depression because that's where most of the serotonin is produced. So if your gut health is all bad, your body not producing and releasing enough serotonin, hence why you feeling depressed. You know, so we got to understand that it's always a connection between the nutrition and all of these mental states. A lot of these things are connected to nutrition. So people don't understand that, man. You might be depressed simply because your gut is unhealthy. But they not gonna tell you that though, because they want to die. They want to prescribe you all of these medication, man, these antidepressants that's actually probably gonna make you more depressed. They definitely making you more unhealthy, you know. But they not gonna tell you that, hey man, you might be depressed because you're like, you know what I'm saying, your gut is not healthy. They not gonna tell you that for the most part. They probably won't give you that crucial information. Like, hey man, if you just take care of your gut, then you know what I'm saying, more serotonin will be released. You may start to feel better. They won't tell you that. I got a book about I got a few books about nutrition and mental health. But you never hear that connection when they talk about mental health. They telling you to go see a therapist and things like that, but they not telling you to, hey, change up the ways you eat. You know, so they telling you to go talk to somebody, but then you still eating the food that's messing up your gut, messing up your mental, messing up your brain. It's like, I don't care who you talk to. I don't care who you talk to, man. You eating this trash food, like nah, that's messing up your thinking. Oh, Dominique, man, I told this story several times. But I was dealing with somebody that they were okay, man, I forgot the connection, but I know they were dealing with depression. So they had medication. Okay, this is what it was. They had depression. Okay, so they obviously had the antidepressants and the things for depression, the medication for depression. Obviously. Now, the person also had insomnia, right? So you got a person say, okay, man, I'm dealing with depression, giving the medication for depression, and then they dealing with insomnia. So they gave her some medication for insomnia. What was the side effect of the medication for insomnia? Suicidal thoughts. So you gonna give so you gonna give a person that's dealing with depression medication where the side effect is suicidal thoughts. Like that was confusing to me. Like, and they knew that that was a side effect. Like, that was the confusion. So you know you gave somebody that's dealing with depression meds where the side effect is suicidal thoughts. You willingly, like you knowingly did that. Like, I was like, whoa, okay. I mean, I knew that they were out here doing that, but when I actually dealt with it, I'm like, man, that's ridiculous. I done seen them. I have seen the medical industry give a person that tried to OD on the antidepressant, give them a stronger, like a stronger dosage of a stronger prescription of the medication that they just tried to OD on. So you just tried to OD on some meds, we're gonna give you a stronger prescription. How does that make any sense? You know, so this is the type of stuff that we dealing with, man. With some of this stuff can be as simple as improving your gut health. Again, dealing in balance. Hey, exercise, take care of the mental, take care of the physical. That balance right there, dealing inequality, that can solve a lot of your mental issues, you know. But a lot of times this is not what they are teaching out here. Oh, Dean, man, yeah. Yeah, definitely unfortunate. But a lot of us have had our times where we was living off of the top ramen, man. Yeah, we was living off the noodles, man. Unfortunately, a lot of us then came up under that type of diet. Unfortunately enough. But yeah, man, some of these problems can be solved real simple, like, but they not teaching it. Oh yeah, Jasmine, man, please don't let them. I'm glad you stood up for that one because they try to misdiagnose the young black boys. It's ridiculous. You know, that's the part where I can agree with Umar on, man. Umar be talking about that, man. But yeah, for one, young black boys, we not designed to be sitting down and learn. Like, that's not our learning style traditionally, you know. And so we get penalized for that, or we get medicated for that. So to the point where they thinking that, or they make us think that we got a problem. Like, no, the problem is that the way y'all teaching is not conducive to my learning style, you know. So they make it seem like we have a problem, you know what I'm saying? And they, oh, you got ADHD. No, that's not what I have. I have a different learning style. I'm not designed to be sitting down while you talk and bore us half to death. I need to be physically active. Like, we got testosterone and things like that. I got to get up. I'm hands on. I got to move. That's my learning style. So this ain't ADHD. I just had this is my learning style. I need to be hands on. I need to be active. I need to be moving. That's what that is. So I can't stand that, man. You know how many, and we just focusing on the young black boy. You know how many have been misdiagnosed under that banner, ADHD, all that type of stuff, man. 9 times out of 10, it's a misdiagnosis, and it's nonsense. Ain't nothing wrong with that child. Ain't nothing wrong with that young black boy. 9 times out of 10, 95% of the time. Can't stand it. Just you say you battle with that serotonin. Yeah, we're gonna get that gut in order. We're gonna get that gut in order. We're gonna get that fasting going for you. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna do some liver cleanses, man, some kidney cleanses, and all of that. Dominique, for sure. All the studies say that. And Jasmine, that's the type of energy that you got to come with, for sure. Right on. You know what I'm saying? Right on. Right on. Yeah, I'm telling you, misdiagnosed terribly. And then again, like, so it's crazy. So initially, we don't have a problem. You know what I'm saying? It's just a learning style different. Then when they actually tell us that we have a problem and give us the medication creates the problem. So now, after you've been medicated for this nonsense that they done told you that you have, now you do actually have a problem because the medication then created one. That's what's funny. That's what's funny. Now you'd have been on the meds. Now you actually legitimately have a problem. Landed for sure. And that's the crazy thing. Like high school, I got to college, it was easy. So in high school, I was in like wasn't even it was partially struggle mode, partially I just didn't care mode. But once I got to college, man, was able to kind of schedule things how I wanted to schedule, move how I wanted to move. Like, man, I flew through. It was easy. When I ain't had to sit this freaking like seat all day listening to these people talk. Like, nah, man, I got time for that. See exactly. You know what I'm saying? That little what it was recess, like 30 minutes, like that little 30 minutes that we out here run, like, man, we can't, that ain't enough. That wasn't enough. Oh, Henny for sure, man. I'm gonna hit y'all up, man. I'm gonna definitely give y'all some kidney cleanses, man, some liver, gallbladder cleanses, all of that type of good stuff. Yeah, Dominique, Kunjufu was basically Umar before Umar, minus the antics and all of that. But I got a lot of his books talking about black boys back in like from like the 80s and early 90s. Yeah, Jasmine, that's what they think. You know, nah, we gonna tell her, and boom, she just gonna eat it. You know, so they always be surprised when we don't be going for it. Like, nah, you ain't finna just tell me that. What you talking about? Ain't nothing wrong with my son, man. You know, and they be all surprised, and then they want to, oh, it's the angry black woman. No, you tried to tell me something about my son that was inaccurate, and I gave y'all the proper information. So don't label me angry. Don't do that. Andrew, man, yeah, man. When people go straight liquids, man, that it serves a purpose, most definitely. Yeah, yeah, they definitely think that. They definitely think they know the child more than you. Yeah, that's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? You gave birth to this human. Just you know what's crazy? I didn't realize. I mean, I knew it, but I never dealt with it until I started training a lady, and she had seasonal depression. And you know what I'm saying? I had heard about it, but I'm like, I ain't think that was a thing. But nah, like literally, you know what I'm saying? This lady had seasonal depression. Like the seasons got to her, and like the weather got to her. Like literally, like man, if it was raining, it's like clockwork. If it was raining, I was like, yeah, she probably gonna cancel on me. Like man, like the weather and the seasons dictated how she felt. I didn't know that. Like I didn't know that was that severe. But nah, like I trained a lady, and she dealt with seasonal depression, and literally the seasons dictated how she felt. When it's spring and summertime, she was a little more happy. More so in like the summer, springtime, it'll be raining a little bit, and that rain to throw her off. But like the summertime, when the sun's out, she good. Divinely, peace, queen. What's happening? Going back and forth on you? I ain't even know you. Wait a minute, where you was going back and forth? What I had missed? But either way, it's all good. CNP for sure. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I'm thankful that I dodged that bullet. You know, I'm thankful I dodged that bullet because again, as a child, it's crazy because you powerless in that situation as a child when it comes to them misdiagnosing you. You know, as a child, you are powerless. Like you could be like, man, I ain't got no problem. But at the end of the day, them adults gonna be the ones making the decision for you. So if they get the parents to believe that you have a problem, then you can't even do nothing. You gonna have to take the meds. Like you didn't got forced into taking the meds, and you know you ain't got no problem. Chris, now for sure, I'm gonna do some streams on them cleanses, man. I'm gonna hook y'all up, man. I got y'all for sure. I'm gonna do I mean, not some cleanses. I'm gonna do some streams revolving around those cleanses, man. Go ahead and get my resources together. Matter of fact, funny that y'all mentioned that book right here. That's good to get off your acid. 7 steps in 7 days. This is actually a pretty good book to help kind of get that gut health in order. I got a few books like that, man. So, or like this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna gather all my books that revolve around this, man, and I'm gonna go ahead and drop some on y'all in regards to like the liver, the kidney, and all that type of stuff. Yeah, Chris, for sure, man. Like she literally was only in a decent state of mind when that sun was out. Which I get it, you know what I'm saying? We connected to nature, but you know what I'm saying? I'm like, hold on, that could be dangerous, you know, because you might have that string like we in, like where the weather ain't necessarily pleasant, you know. Yeah, Henny, man, that's how she was. Boy, you know what I'm saying? When I was dealing with this lady in the winter, man, I'm talking about we canceling sessions left and right. No motivation, no energy. I'm like, okay, this is serious. Like this is a real serious thing. Like she literally just feel like she can't work out when this weather is bad. Like she just ain't got the energy. She just mentally ain't ready for it. So I like, all right, cool. This serious. Yeah, CC and that vitamin D, and that's the messed up thing about, you know, that's why you might have higher levels of depression in areas kind of like where I'm at, where people not going out to get any sun. Then you have places like Seattle where it's always raining. Like depression rates are high in these areas. It's always raining there. Boom. Like, man, people be depressed. The colder climates. When it starts to get cold, man, you ain't going outside. So lacking that vitamin D if you're not taking a supplement, which is why vitamin D is one of the supplements that I recommend everybody takes if you are not in the southern region, you know, or if you're not where like in on the West Coast is cool too. But if you like in the Midwest where I'm at, you know what I'm saying, up north, yeah, man, you might need to be supplementing your vitamin D because when it get cold, you probably ain't about to be outside getting that sun. Yeah, divinely play like yeah, and that's one of the remedies, which was, you know, I was trying to convey that message to the client at the time, but it was like the seasonal depression was it was killing her ability to work out. And I'm like, hey, if you work out consistently, that's gonna help you with this problem. But it was like it was a constant struggle and war. CNP, there we go. Louisiana, you already know. Emmanuel, basically when we talking about the gut, sound like a broken record, but we about to talk about plant-based. Going green, you know what I'm saying? Greens may get your veggies in. Like the fiber is the most important thing, man. People, last time I had saw something, it was talking about, I think it was around 30 to 40 grams of fiber a day. You know how many people are not getting the proper amount of fiber on a daily basis? Majority of Americans. People are like constipation is common. So people are rarely getting the proper amount of fiber, man, on a day-to-day basis. Notice I said on a day-to-day basis. I didn't say on an every 2 or 3 day basis. People ain't getting their fiber on a day-to-day basis. You know, but the greens, man, your spinach, your kale, all of that good, your what's arugula, all of that good stuff, man. Your cabbage, all of that. Any green vegetables you can think of for the most part, good for that gut. Of course, the fruits, you know, get your beans in, your lentils, that's cool. Your flax seeds, chia seeds, all of these seeds, all of these things contain some fiber, so it's good for the gut. Oh yeah, just for sure, man. I could kind of, you know what I'm saying, once I dealt with the situation, I started to analyze that within myself though, you know. All right, dag, man, you know what I'm saying? That, you know, when this weather a little different, man, I don't like cold. So, you know what I'm saying? This is probably around the time of the year where I'm probably the angriest. Cause I can't stand this cold weather. Like snow, all of that, it just make me mad. Like I ain't getting depressed. I got seasonal anger, you know, like I don't like cold weather. So when I'm cold, I'm upset. Like we not designed for this, man. I'm not supposed, like that's when I really start thinking about what happened to us as a people when I got to deal with the cold. I'm like, man, we ain't designed to be in this cold weather, man. We ain't asked to be here. So I'm frustrated when I got to go out there and it's 5 degrees. You know what I'm saying? I got to sit in this car, wait for this joint to thaw. Like, you know what I'm saying? That stuff started making me mad. So like, I know like when it's cold, I'm upset, man. You might not want to fool with me when I came from outside in the cold, man. Like I ain't gonna be a happy camper, man. I'm gonna be upset, I'll be angry, I'm gonna be frustrated. You know, and everybody that know me know that that's reality. I hate the cold. Hate it with a passion. Oh yeah, Shantae. Oh yeah, yeah. Our vitamin D and us being, you know what I'm saying, original peoples, black people, we need more vitamin D than white folks. Again, so why I be trying to tell people it does matter about, you know, black versus white. Like this is where this matters. When it comes to vitamin D, we need more than they do. So again, when you see a generalized recommendation, when you pull up something and it says the average American should consume this amount of vitamin D per day, that's according to them. We gonna need more than what the recommendation is saying, unless the recommendation specify that hey, African Americans tend to need more vitamin D, so y'all might want to take it up a notch. But if it's something that's trying to give you a generalized recommendation, that's false because we need more vitamin D than they need. So yeah, we more than likely, most people are probably chronically low in vitamin D because one thing about people don't understand about the sun, you can be out in the sun, but for the most part, for the proper amount of vitamin D to be activated, and I built on this in a stream some months ago, you almost got to be, but you got to have a lot of your skin exposed. And if you come right from outside and take a shower or a bath, you washed off the vitamin D. So people don't even understand how that works. They think, oh, I'm in the sun, so that automatically means I'm activating the vitamin D. Just like if you eat a certain food and it tell you got this vitamin, it's got this vitamin, that vitamin in there. That don't necessarily mean that it's being absorbed when you consume it. So you can eat a food that has a ton of vitamin C. That don't mean your body is going to absorb that amount of vitamin C in it. It's a lot of other factors that are in play. You got to have a sufficient amount of another vitamin to make sure it's being properly absorbed. Your gut got to be healthy for this vitamin and mineral to be properly absorbed. So yeah, this food may contain a lot of vitamin C, but just because you consume it don't mean you getting all of that vitamin C from the food. Same with vitamin D. Just because you was out in the sun don't mean you just got all your vitamin D. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't exposing enough skin, it ain't working for you. If you go right in the house and take a shower or bath, you didn't wash it off. So it's a lot of other factors. So that's why you can be out in the sun all day, every day, and still be low in vitamin D. Like back in the day, our ancestors was out in the they was out in that sun all day. Like they they was in that thing. You know, they was in that thing. It's all natural. Like they was in that thing all day from sun up to sun down. Oh, Henny for sure. Yeah, y'all I'm gonna tap back in. I'm gonna do some streams with the recommendations. I'm gonna do, and the crazy thing about it is crazy. Shout out to the queens out here. But I train a lot of I train a lot of ladies, man, that make, you know what I'm saying, things like sea moss, the elderberry. So I'm connected to some of them. So I'm trying to get them to get online with their product so that boom, I can just start promoting them and just have y'all purchase for them. But I train a lot of young black women that make these type of products that have the vitamins and minerals that I am talking about. They make them. You know, so I'm trying to get them to, you know what I'm saying, promote their joints, man, promote their product. And I'm gonna definitely put y'all in connection with them. Light body. All right, so let me give y'all, hold on, let me drop some jewel on y'all. Because the capsule, if that's what you're referring to, like the vitamin D capsule, not necessarily bad, but let me give y'all some things to look out for right quick. Let me give y'all some things to look out for right quick. So when you looking for a vitamin D supplement, Make sure that joint has lichen in it. So L-I-C-H-E-N. Make sure you see that, and make sure it's like a vitamin D3 plant-based source. And look for the word lichen. L-I-C-H-E-N. That's what you want to look for when you get the vitamin D3 capsule. Make sure it has the lichen in it. Make sure it's plant-based vegan. Because technically vitamin D3 by itself is not vegan. Vitamin D2 is the vegan source of vitamin D. But they do have vegan versions of vitamin D3. So that's why I said you got to make sure if you get a vitamin D3 source, it is vegan. You know, that's why they will clarify that or put that or state that it's vegan and it's vitamin D3, because naturally vitamin D3 is not vegan. It's vitamin D2. But make sure you look for lichen, L-I-C-H-E-N, plant-based vegan, when you look for your supplement for the capsule for the vitamin D. It's important. That's your best source and your best bet. Then on top of that, vitamin D is a fat soluble vitamin. So make sure you are consuming healthy fats when you take the capsule, or else it will not be properly absorbed. So make sure you have some type of healthy fat. I like to do the hemp seed, chia seed, flax seed, sunflower seed. These things have healthy fats in them. You know, take you a swig of some almond butter or some organic peanut butter or something with the capsule so that it can be properly absorbed, because it's fat soluble. So you got to make sure you are consuming a healthy fat with the vitamin D so that it can be properly absorbed by the body. If you just taking the vitamin D by itself and you're not consuming a healthy fat with it, then it will not be properly absorbed. Yes, you consuming it, but it's not being properly absorbed. That's the most important thing, for it to be absorbed by the body. Louisiana for sure. And just, it's funny that you just said something about the about the powders, because I'm just talking about the young black ladies that I train and not promoting their products, or them not promoting their products, and I do the same thing with them powders. Crazy. I just was a hypocrite. I'm like, man, y'all need to push y'all products, and I make whole powders and don't even be pushing them joints. Shame on me. I gotta do better, man. Yeah, master, for sure. The avocado. And it was crazy when I was studying. People got love-hate relationships with avocados. When I was studying the mucusless diet healing system and Professor Spira and all them people, boy, they do not fool with avocados, boy. They do not fool with avocados. But yeah, omega-3, omega-6, those are the seeds that I mentioned. Omega-3 heavy. Now you got to make sure your ratio is good with the omega-3, omega-6. Because if you tend to have if you consuming way more omega-6 than you are omega-3, then that can cause inflammation. And that's not hard to do, because pretty much everything you about to eat gonna have some type of omega-6 in it, especially like a lot of so you gotta make sure the balance is there. So a lot of times we not consuming enough omega-3 fatty acids, but we definitely consuming enough omega-6. So you got to increase your omega-3 to prevent the inflammation that will be caused by an imbalance there. I saw something that the ratio should be about 1-to-1, which is equality, but no more than 1-to-4 omega-3, omega-6. Big dog, you say, what about for hair? Oh, yeah. Hey, same thing. People used to ask me back in the day all the time, what did I do for my hair? Like I had some type of magic formula. I was just like, nah, I just eat good. I eat vegan, plant-based, and work out. That's it. That's all I have for people. They thought I had some magic potion that I put in my hair or some magic food that I was eating. Like, nah, man, just eating plant-based. I feel like I'm missing something. But yeah, man, yeah, that's the important thing. Make sure that ratio for the omega-3, omega-6, you don't want to overdo it. Again, the body deals with balance. So even when it comes to omega-3, omega-6, the body is telling you like, hey, don't lean one way and neglect the other. Like, hey, we got to have this thing balanced. We got to deal in equality. So that's crucial. So make sure you are consuming a healthy fat source along with the vitamin D because it's fat soluble. Vitamins A, D, E, and K are all fat soluble. So make sure you have a healthy fat when you consume any of those vitamins, if you are taking any of those in capsule form. Oh, Chris, man, I get plenty of omega-3 from, man, hemp seeds is a valuable source. Hemp seeds are a valuable source of omega-3. Valuable, very, very valuable source of omega-3. And chia seeds as well. And that's easy to implement also. And walnuts. Walnuts too. That's another thing in regards to omega-3, man. Walnuts. Don't sleep on the walnuts. And if you fool with seaweed, that's also another good source. But yeah, man, the walnuts and hemp seeds, and I'll be loaded. Oh, light body for sure, man. You know what I'm saying? That's hey, we again, man, this information at the end of the day, that's why I don't, because I'm not acting like I'm out here just making this stuff up. Like I got the stuff from some, you know what I'm saying? I got the information from somebody, man. So I'm passing it on, man. A lot of times people want to act like they the originators of this information. Man, I didn't originate this information. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't create this information. So yeah, I'm finna pass this information along. I ain't created. I got this information from somebody else. Like people be getting their feelings like, man, you got that information from somebody else, man. So that's my thing, man. Hey, each one teach one. People do things and be worried about the money and all of that. That's not how I move, man. Rule of business 101, man. Y'all know that's one of the degrees, but they tell you, man, if you listen, you take care of the people, man, they gonna take care of you, man. So at the end of the day, hey, when you doing good, man, that good comes back to you hundredfold. That's my focus, taking care of the people, man, giving people the information that help me, the people that's willing to listen, that is. So I ain't, that's all it is, man. At the end of the day, I'm gonna receive my reward for what I do. Like I'm gonna receive my reward. So that's how you gotta look at it. And let me give y'all some business advice, man, because now y'all know we be freestyling at this point. But man, if you looking to go into business for yourself, man, just master your craft. Master your craft, yo, and be good to the people. Crown Peace, what's happening? That's my advice. Master your craft, be good to the people, solve their problems. So whatever it is that you feel like you're good at or that you want to learn how to do, master that, be good to the people, solve their problem. You're going to be good. You ain't going to have to worry about money and income and all of that. Solve their problems. Be good to the people. Master your craft. Everything will unfold for you. A lot of times we stress ourselves out, man. We be overthinking the process. We be thinking we need things that we don't to get started. Listen, master your craft. Study. Put your hours in. Take care of the people. Solve their problems. And this is for business. This ain't just having conversations. This is business related. This is something that you're good at or something that you're interested in, solving their problems. This is when solving problems, because now you're the expert. So it's your job to solve the problem. Like as a trainer, you know what I'm saying? I master my craft. I help the people. I solve their problem. What do I mean help the people? They come to me. I'm not rude. You know what I'm saying? Good customer service. I interact with the people in a positive manner. And I solve their problems. I get them to their goal. You will never have to worry about clients and customers, income, because you taking care of your people, you mastering your craft. So stop stressing yourself out. That's really how simple it is. Every business book you can read. I've read millions of. I've read a lot of business books. I had to. They tell you the same thing. Solve problems for people. If you listen, if you corporate America getting on your nerves, and you need to do, you trying to figure out something that you need to do on your own, find a problem that a lot of people are having and find a way to solve it. So just analyze where you see a lot of problems. All right, people having a problem in this field. Find a way to solve it in a unique manner. That's it. Rika, peace, what's happening? Yeah, Henny Style, stop that overthinking. This is it's really just that simple. You know what I'm saying? It's really that simple. Identify a problem that a lot of people are having, find a way to solve it, and add your spin to it. Add your unique twist to it. Because at the end of the day, anybody, like, listen, I'm a trainer. So at the end of the day, man, you can watch YouTube, you can go to the gym, you can do your own thing. There's really no reason for you to pay me. You paying for my services because of me, the person. So that's what I mean by add your uniqueness to it. So when somebody comes to me and say, man, I need for you to train me, it's not because they can't get this information anywhere else. It's not that they can't get this service anywhere else. It's that they fool with me as a person, and I offer a service that will help them reach a goal. But it's me as a person. My personality is what sold them. So again, add your unique twist to it. That's it. Sharif in peace, what's happening? You say, speaking on a health tip, do you think Queen Afua, A Man Heal Thyself, is a good book to help transition to plant-based eating? Ooh, I just finished that book. Man, when did I finish that book? Man, that might have been in November where I finished that book. Yeah, that was a pretty good book. But as far as transitioning to plant-based eating, I don't know if I would recommend no one. Because honestly, I feel like when you're trying to make the transition into plant-based eating, you need not a thorough approach. Like, you need somebody that's breaking down all the vitamins and minerals and what foods contain them. So like, I feel like I got a book somewhere it's a book around me that I want to recommend, but I don't know if I see it, man. It's like a complete idiot's guide to plant-based eating. I would recommend a book like that first, because it gives you the basics. You know what I'm saying? It's like, all right, if you plan to go vegan, these are the best foods to eat if you're trying to get vitamin E. These are the best foods to eat if you're trying to get vitamin A. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's literally giving you like step by step, each vitamin, each mineral, breaking them down. You know what I'm saying? Then it talks about the fats, the proteins, the carbs, and it's breaking it down on a basic level. That's a good book, Man Heal Thyself. But I don't know if I would recommend that if you're trying to transition. Like I said, I would start with a book that's like breaking all the basics down in regards to like the vitamins and minerals and things like that. But I think the book I was trying to find is A Complete Idiot's Guide to Plant-Based Eating, I believe. That book is right and exact. Like, it's short, simple, and again, it's giving you list of all the best plant-based foods to eat for each vitamin and mineral. Like, that's the type of book that you need. It's like a resource. Like, when you in the store, you're like, all right, man, I'm finna take a picture of this page because it's giving me all the good foods to get for this vitamin, for this mineral. So there you go. So I recommend a book like that. Slaps and Traps, peace. What's happening? Oh, Jasmine, for sure, man. I'm definitely gonna tap back into the health information. Definitely gonna tap back into it. What inspired that? Because I was dealing with a client where he told me his mom's went to the doctor and they told his moms that she needs to stop eating fruit. Not limit the amount of fruit that she was eating, but stop eating the fruit. And y'all know I can't stand that. Y'all know I can't stand that. But told her to stop eating fruit. But yeah, man, I'm definitely gonna start building a little bit more on the health tip for sure. I mean, that's what I do, you know. I'm getting together with a guy that came to this area where I'm at. He's good with like filming and things like that. So I'm gonna start putting more of my workouts out. I just wanted to wait until I was able to do it on a more professional level. This is what the brother does again. So I'm gonna start putting those out, but definitely gonna build more on like health, man, and get deep off in the trenches when it comes to just the vegan lifestyle, the plant-based lifestyle, all of those type of things, man, connecting dots for people, man, because again, people are suffering when it comes to the health. People are suffering. Yeah, people are suffering. Oh yeah, Jason, they don't want it at all. They don't want her to get healthy at all. I'm like, oh, they told you to stop eating fruit, huh? Yeah, they don't want you to be healthy. They want you to be sick so you can continue to come in and get the meds. But y'all, man, with that being said, man, I'm starting to get hot in this joint, man. So I done served my purpose, man, and served my time. Santana Peace, what's happening? This is a nice build. Appreciate everybody tapping in, tuning in with the kid on this Saturday. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna let y'all get back to enjoying y'all Saturday. I'm gonna try to tap in with y'all again tomorrow for sure. Tomorrow and Monday, possibly. I'm gonna try to, you know what I'm saying, finish off the month strong, tapping in with y'all, giving y'all the information. But with that being said, man, y'all can digest this information. Let some of the things I said marinate. I'm out, man. Y'all be easy out here, man. Peace.